So did you know that chocolate is a fermented food? When it is in the cacao pod, the beans are surrounded by this milky white meat inside of the fruit. And when the beans are taken out of the pod, they are then kept inside of the meat, and that is covered and fermented for a while. So the meat will break down and change the chemical composition of the cacao beans inside of it. And that is what gives it the chocolate flavor that we know. So there's a lot of steps that go between the cacao pod that comes off the tree to the chocolate bar. And one of those steps is roasting. Today I'm going to be trying Raaka's Bourbon Cask-Aged Dark Chocolate. It's 82% cacao, so it's pretty heavy. This one has a Good Food Award winner stamp on the top left corner. Now Raaka actually makes raw chocolate. So what is raw chocolate? The beans are not roasted after they're fermented. So they just go straight from fermentation to being broken up and separated from their shells, taking the cacao nibs, and then turning that into what's called chocolate liquor, even though that doesn't have alcohol content. It's just liquid chocolate. So the beans that are in this bar are from Coco Kamili, which is in Tanzania. So Raaka takes the young beans that have not been roasted, and it stores them in bourbon casks. So it doesn't actually infuse bourbon or anything like that in the bar. It's using the bourbon barrels to kind of let that flavor soak into the beans as they age. So I'm pretty excited about this because this is my first raw chocolate bar tasting. I really don't know what to expect. I don't know how it's going to be any different than the chocolate I already know. So I'm really excited to give this a try. So let's get this opened up. So here's the packaging again. Pretty cool, high contrast graphic logo. And then it's got its Good Food Award winner emblem on top. And I ripped it a little bit. Trying not to rip it. Okay. Well, it looks like there's some extra content on the inside. Let's take a look at what it's got. Oh, it's got the story of the steps from bean to bar in illustrated steps right here. Starts with the ripe pods. The pods are cut open and the beans are removed. They're fermented in these big troughs. And then the beans are laid out and dried once they're done fermenting. The husks, the outsides of the cacao beans, are separated from the nibs on the inside. And then they're ground up, tempered, and made into bars. So the only step that's normally here that's not here is the roasting step. So this is what the bar looks like. It's got this really nice kind of line in it that is reminiscent of the R. That's exactly what it is. I was holding it the wrong way. It's the R in their logo. It's very shiny. It's not scored really. So I'm just gonna have to snap off a piece. It's already melting as I touch it. Like it's already starting to react to my body temperature. It did not snap. It just kind of crumbled apart. But it is really shiny, so I think it's in good temper. Maybe it's got a little bit of a snap there. Not immediately smelling bourbon, and that's what I'm looking for, and I don't get it. I get a lot of red fruit. Raisins. I love raisins. My boyfriend hates raisins, so I get to eat all of his. It smells really nice. It smells a little acidic. Very tart. Definitely getting some wood, like oak. I don't know about bourbon, but I'm definitely getting something reminiscent of wood. Now I'm kind of getting something that tastes like a dark liquor, bourbon whiskey, but it's not super strong. I was kind of expecting this bar to be almost flavored like bourbon, and it's not. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's still really nice. It's different. It's a lot more tart than the other bars I've tried so far. And it melted really quickly. It was definitely a little thick, but it wasn't coating. And the flavor that lingers is the tart red fruit. So I'm getting a little bit of cherry. Got this weird kind of bread aftertaste. It's fun. I like it. It's definitely sharp. This is a sharp bar, but I will definitely eat more of this for sure. I'm not sure my boyfriend's gonna be as enthusiastic about it, because to me it does in the beginning taste a little raisiny, but thus far every bar that I've given him to try and I ask him what he's tasting, he says chocolate, so that probably will be fine anyway. So this is a bonus bit. I got this cacao juice last time I was home from the Castronovo chocolate shop. It's by Repurposed Pod, and this is the first time I've ever seen anything from a cacao pod that's not the beans turned into chocolate. I know that in the areas where cacao is grown, people frequently eat the fruit and the meat inside of the pod and drink the juice from it. And this is actually processed for distribution outside of those areas. It's 100% fruit of the cacao. I've already read that this tastes nothing like chocolate. So Repurposed Pod is marketing this as not only a juice that you can drink, but a juice that you can create new tropical drinks with, like spritzer, smoothies, cocktails. I've seen some recipes on their Instagram of different cocktails that they've used this juice to make. Sounds really nice. I have no idea what to expect. I think I read somewhere where somebody said that the meat of the cacao pod tastes a little bit like lychee in texture, but maybe not in flavor. So we're gonna give this a shot. It smells super sweet. It's got like a squashy kind of smell to it. I get something different every time I smell it, because then I just got corn. Pineapple. Weird. Okay, let's give it a sip. Oh, it's really nice. So sweet. That's cool. It tastes a little familiar. It's tart, a little acidic. Does not taste like lychee. Tastes like pear. Pear has kind of punched me in the face a little bit on this, and I love pear. The acidity is almost like that of pineapple juice, like very tart. So interesting. No, I love this. It tastes so good. Yum. I'm glad I bought a couple extra, even though I didn't know what I was getting into at the time. This would definitely make a really good mixer. It really would. I could see this getting mixed with vodka. Something that's not going to inhibit its natural flavors. Maybe a white rum would be really nice too. I really like this. I'm gonna save the rest of it and I'm gonna drink this later. My boyfriend's probably gonna really love this too. He's from Brazil and he talks a lot about how Brazil has a lot more fruit juices and fruits readily available than we do here in America. Even though I'm in Florida and we do have a lot of tropical fruits that a lot of the other parts of the United States doesn't have year round, there's things that he's used to eating from his childhood that I've never even heard of before. Anyway, this was fun. Again, Repurposed Pod Cacao Juice. Awesome. Really good. Give it a try. I think that they have a way for you to buy it directly from them online, as well as finding a list of their distributors. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you enjoy this content and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can find more information about the bars and products that we try on heynowcacao.com. Thanks again for watching.